So I had a great question that came into the clinic this week from one of our patients. How do we know that the brain is actually responding well to Syntonics? Also, we call this neurological light stimulating filters. So before we talk about that, let's talk about how you can connect with us. If you're local, call us at 618-288-1489. If you're not local, that's okay. Go to our website at visionforlifeworks.com. You can look around that website. You can take a quiz, read some of our success stories, and we've got a new page coming out about strokes and vision problems. So make sure you take a look at that. But also, if you're just ready, maybe for that next step, schedule a consultation with me. Now let's go back and talk about that question of how do we know Syntonics is actually working on the brain correctly? Well, we developed one method of measuring so that our patients could see some success, especially when they felt like they didn't really see anything happening or notice or feel anything different occurring. So if that was the case, we wanted to provide them with a method of knowing, yes, this is getting better. Yes, your brain is doing what it should be doing. Yes, we're seeing some sort of positive improvement. Even though there might be other areas we could probably go back and look at, maybe some symptomatic relief, but still people like to see progress. So one of the methods that we use for our patients is we use something called a Brock string. And with this string, you can do a lot of things with it. You can do some testing with it. You can do training with it. And in this particular case, we do some testing with it. So we have the patient hold the string up to their nose, and then we use one of the beads as a measurement off to the side of when do they first start to notice that bead. When do they first start to notice that bead coming in from the edges, maybe from the top, from the bottom? And then they take note of that. They kind of write it down and chart it for us. And then every week when we're following the progress, we can go back and say, hey, last week your peripheral measurement was a 5, and this week it's 15. That is a way of knowing, because Syntonics, when done the correct way, I'll tell you about something else in just a minute. But when done the correct way, we typically see that the peripheral measurements will increase. Now, that one thing that I stopped and I was like, why did I kind of go, I'll tell you about that one thing. Well, that's because some filters really aren't designed to improve the peripheral measurement. They may be designed to do something more specific with the brain. And in those particular filters, when we're using them, we may actually see a reduction in the peripheral measurement. And that's okay. It's not a problem. It's usually temporary, and we've got something else in mind that we need to maybe fix, correct, work through first. So we don't worry too much about that peripheral measurement maybe not expanding or even shrinking a little bit. But for the most part, if you're doing Syntonics accurately and correctly, one way that you can measure the success of how the brain is responding to it is by taking a peripheral measurement. Now, this can be done in the office. And so, but if we've got patients who are not coming in to see us all the time, this is an easy way that we can teach them how to do this from home, and they can track their progress. And that way they are able to somewhat see, yes, it's getting better. And I can report back to them in their weekly check-in via email in phase 1. I can say things like, hey, it's getting better. Your brain is actually accepting this new stimulation that we're giving it because your peripheral measurement went from a 5 to a 15. And that's just a great way for them to be able to kind of go like, okay, cool, this is working, right? Or just to be relaxed about it, because sometimes the nerves are, is it really working? Is something happening? I don't know if I'm seeing anything. I'm not really seeing anything. So it just helps to put that brain at ease and all of those questions, to rest a little bit, and help someone to realize, yes, even though you may not see something, even though you may not be able to feel something, your brain really is doing work behind the scenes, so to speak, and stuff is happening in the right direction. Now, if you like this video, make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. And once again, you can reach out to us. If you're local, 618-288-1489. If you're not local, go to our website at visionforlifeworks.com. And if you're ready, your call to action is just to take that next step and schedule a consultation to find out how we might be able to help you. As always, if this video is helpful, please pass it on. Thank you.